In this video, I'm going to explain to you how I mastered one single skill that allowed me to build my dream life and make more money than I know what to do with in my early 20s. And I'm making this video because I know a lot of you guys think that the only way you can get rich, the only way you can make a lot of money in your early 20s is by building a business. And that is not true, okay? I know a lot of gurus online are telling you that, yeah, you need to start a business, you need to become an entrepreneur, and that's the only way that you will be able to make 20K, 30K, 50K a month. And that is complete BS. I used to believe that stuff and I was broke and stuck because of that fact. And then I changed. I realized that business is not about finding the right business model. It's not about finding the perfect business model that's going to allow you to get a 10K a month. No, business is about you changing your beliefs and learning the skills that's going to allow you to hit your goal, okay? If you right now had the skills required to make $10,000 a month, you would be making that amount of money, okay? This is super fundamental to understand because I speak with so many young guys that think that if they just had the right business model, they would be rich. That is not true. That's complete BS. And I had that mindset for such a long time. I was trying agencies, I was trying affiliate marketing, drop shipping, trading, e-com, all these different things, and I was stuck doing that because I thought that the power was in the business model. And that is so far away from the truth, okay? The only thing that's keeping you from getting to your goal right now, getting your dream life, getting the dream car, getting the dream apartment, getting the dream lifestyle overall, it's not finding a business model. It's about you getting the skills required to see success, okay? When you realize this is when you can start actually changing your life, okay? Because when you understand this, you realize that any business is simply a combination of skills. If you look at an agency, if you look at freelance brand scaling, if you look at trading, whatever it is, whatever business model that you've seen someone talk about online, understand those models are simply built up of different skill sets, okay? Let's take an agency as an example. That's a very popular business model, For you to run an agency, you need to know how to set appointments, so do outreach and actually get people that respond to your outreach, get people on calls. How do you actually close people on sales calls? Once you get someone to come through the door and actually sign someone as a client, how do you actually deliver results for that client? How do you keep that person paying you in the long term? How do you market for them? How do you actually get results for this client? How do you do copywriting? How do you run ads for them? There are at least 3 to 5 different skills that you need to learn and get really, really good at for that business to actually work out. And that is the exact reason why I was broke and just struggling to make money online, struggling to make it, even though I was working super, super hard. I was actually grinding. I don't know if you guys realize how, when I say I was working hard, I actually grinded my ass off. For about 2 years, I was running an agency, working super long hours, made some money some months, but it was super, super inconsistent, And I was living with my parents. I was making no money at all, and they were just telling me bro, you need to get into university or into school, you need to do something with your life because obviously this agency thing is not working. And I remember it's being so stuck because it was so complex. I was okay, what do I need to get better at? Try to get better at outreach, but better at sales, get better at marketing, get better at copywriting. There were so many skills to learn, and that's why I was stuck. And I know you're watching this video right now, you're probably in a similar position where you think that starting a business, you maybe even tried starting your own business, you tried making money with a drop shipping store or agency or wherever it is. And you realize this because then one day, what you're trying to do right now, if you're trying to make money from a business, you're trying to basically go out and trying to master 10 different skills at the same time. Get good at sales, marketing, fulfillment, leadership, copywriting, all at the same time. Obviously, that is way harder than going all in on mastering one skill. And when I understood this, when this clicked with me, I realized, okay, if I just go all in on mastering the most fundamental skill in business, which is sales, knowing how to lead people, knowing how to do persuasion, knowing how to influence other people. If I learn that skill and I learn how to get people to give me money, aka doing sales, then that is gonna set me up with the most fundamental thing I need to make it in business, and also allow me to make good money if I do it in the right industry, okay? Because what a lot of you guys don't get is you can make 10, 20, 30K a month without running your own business. You don't need to run your own business to do that. And to be honest, it's a way more efficient way of doing it by not running your own business. Because when you run your own business, you need to find a product. You need to build out something people actually want. You need to find a product market fit. There's all these different things that need to happen for that to actually succeed, which is hard. As a beginner without any previous skills, it's going to be hard to find a product market fit, build out something that people actually want, do outreach, get results for your clients. That is difficult. I'm not saying that you can't do it, but it's difficult. The other path you can take, which is what I did, is you learn one skill, you go all in on mastering the skill of sales, which means that you become valuable to other successful businesses. Then you go in and you basically plug yourself into an already successful business. You go into a company, like an online business, for example. It could be an agency that's very successful, that's doing like 100, 200, 500K per month. It could be like a coaching business. You know, a lot of the influencers that you follow online, they sell like coaching and like mentorship programs. You can go sell for something like that. When you do this, it's kind of like the cheat code, kind of like the fast track that I've been taking, because by doing this, no, you're not running your own business. You're not your own business owner like from day one. But, and there's a big but right here, is you come into a business that's already successful. It already has marketing, sales, everything is already working in the business. They already have a proven product, you know. You come in there and you solve one problem in the business. You get fed leads, you get calls booked on your calendar, you take sales calls every single day, talk to people, close deals on behalf of the business. You can quickly make 5, 10, 15K per month doing this. Even more than that, I've scaled this to multiple 6 figures per year as well. But the most important thing is that you're focused on one skill. The only thing you're doing is sales. The only skill that you're going deep and mastering is sales, and everything else is already in place, which makes your path going from 0 to 10K per month so much faster. And not only that, but you'll be able to see the inside of how a good business operates. You will see, okay, how does the marketing work? How do they lead their team? How do they run their ads? How do they get leads on the calendar? Like, you will see how everything is run inside of a good business. And then guess what? You're basically getting mentored. You're basically getting like almost being in business school. You know, you're being in business school, but you're getting paid to do so. You're getting paid by being in this role, working for an influencer, an agency that you truly believe in. And then you're getting paid for doing this and learning the skill that's gonna allow you to then eventually, maybe a year, 2 years, 3 years on the road, go out and start your own business and then have that actually blow off and actually like pop off big time, okay? Like, I don't know if you realize that most of the most successful people at this point, they've done this. They've gone into sales, they've got to really get the skill set, working for someone else. Then they've used that to go out and start their own business, and then their own business blows up super, super quickly. And everyone's like, how does this person see overnight success? It's because they've learned a skill, they've built experience inside of someone else's business. They kind of just like skipped over going through all the mistakes on their own and just had that happen through someone else's business. You know, instead of you having to go through learning sales, marketing, and losing money, all that stuff, you just go into someone else's business that already like has learned that, learn directly from them, getting paid while doing so, and then use all that stuff, all the skills, experience, beliefs that you built inside that business to go out and start your own thing. This is exactly what I did. I humbled myself. I understood that, okay, the agency game, it's like I could have made it work, but it just made way more sense for me to go all in on mastering the skill of sales, because it really built the most fundamental base for me that I needed in business. Think about it like this: if you want to build wealth, if you want to become extremely wealthy, you're almost building like a high rise, a high building. For that building to actually be able to be stable and actually hit like the highest peak, you need to have a very, very stable base. And that is what building a skill like sales is going to give you. That's why I understood. So I went all in on learning the skill of sales. So working with very successful businesses, got connections from these companies, learned a shit ton from these companies, was able to stack a lot of cash, was able to leave my hometown, start traveling, make my first 10K, 20K per month, and now more than that. And it's allowed me to build like the fundament of my entire like business and entrepreneurship journey, you know, where now I'm able to, because I have the skill of sales, any business model is pretty simple for me to get into and actually succeed with, because I know the most fundamental thing that you probably don't have right now. You don't have the skill set. So if that's the case, like, go all in, learn sales. Your life becomes so much easier. Not only making money, but everything becomes so much easier when you know how to sell, and specifically when you're doing it in the high-ticket sales industry. Your life, your connections, like everything is like shifts very quickly. You can leave your hometown, start growing as a person, hang around high-level people, make more money than you know what to do with. That's really when life changes, when you go all in. It's like mastering the boring skill of sales, and you learn a good high-ticket sales role. So if you want my help to do this, I have a bunch of roles that are hiring inside of my network. So if you want placement and learn the skill from me directly, you can apply for my one-on-one mentorship, booking a call on this video. But anyways, please, like, take away from this video, humble yourself. You don't need to start your own business to make your first 10, 20K per month online, get freedom, and it's actually not the best path to do so either. Go into a business that's already successful, learn from someone who's already made it, get paid to do so, and then use that to have your own business blow up way faster. And then everyone around you is gonna wonder how you made it so quickly, and you know that you actually took the smartest path to get there. So let's leave it a video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Ciao.